Why does Airbnb not have someone controlling the listings that are being listed on Airbnb for things such as mold? Just throwing it out there. So to be honest, we already had a bad experience, a couple of bad experiences, right? A really bad one also in Dubai with mold issues at the beginning of this year. And then we thought, oh, okay, let's try it one more time. And we should have known better. And I'm telling you, it's really, really, really frustrating because it seems like on Airbnb, the people that are listing their houses, apartments, whatever it is on Airbnb, so people offering those places are way more protected than the people actually renting the Airbnbs. And I honestly, after was our last experience, I will never just book or rent on Airbnb again. And so I have a question for you. So essentially, just quick story time. We're coming to California and we're renting this house and everything looks gorgeous. Definitely, from the outside, interior design, everything's staged perfectly, correctly. And there's just something though about the air quality, and we could all feel it. We went in there, and then after like several minutes or of being there, we started having headache, and things just started smelling musty whenever we turned off the AC, and then we could tell there was something going on because they had, like, when we first got there, it was freshly cleaned, so it smelled of a lot of cleaning products, and once that smell was gone, and we had booked that place for 3 weeks, longer than 3 weeks, and paid quite a lot of money for it. And, when we're asking essentially the people that we rented the Airbnb from, we communicated with them. We're like, hey, is there anything, for instance, they also had air purifiers, like little machines placed throughout the apartment in every room. And so we're like, is there, we, for instance, my youngest son, he's struggling from some allergies. Is there something we should watch out for? And so on. And they're like, no, it's totally fine. We just wanted to kind of get all of our bases covered and make your stay the most comfortable that it can be. So essentially just like brushing off our concerns, right? And the thing is though, unlike, for instance, the one in Dubai, where we could see at the Airbnb there, we could finally visibly find mold in like some of the bottom cabinets of the kitchen, and we took pictures of it, and that helped definitely in an argument with Airbnb. I should say that. But what do you do now? My question is too, it was still like a disagreement and back and forth and stuff like that, which it shouldn't have been. But so with this one right now, right, our issue was that essentially we couldn't prove it, right? We couldn't necessarily, we saw some spots in the vents, but we weren't sure if that's discoloring or not. And then the whole time, like when you're really staying at the place and you're not 100% can relax or feel comfortable with, and it's really frustrating because we invested a lot of money in it too. And so, we looked into, for instance, like Airbnb told us that unless we can numerically prove it, that the air quality is essentially crap and that's not so good, then there's nothing that they can really do on their end, right? And so yes, and unless we could numerically prove the conditions of the air quality, which those devices, I mean, to be honest, we were trying to get like a $50 device or something like that, but that was not sufficient. So, the more professional ones where you see digitally all the numbers, that we just, didn't want to do it. Maybe we should have done it. I don't know if you ever had a case like that, if you won the case then, because the thing is, we weren't sure if we would even get any money back. And so there was truly like nothing that we could do. And it was literally not like that we were trying to, make a problem because we liked the place and everything like that. It was just that we knew there was something with the Airbnb and we couldn't just find any sort of like clear evidence. And so that was really frustrating. And so if you ever had an experience like this before, also, if you're at a Travelers also on, please let me know what you can do. Is there something you can do? I'm extremely just nervous now of like renting any, like, of course, Airbnb, not again, but any type of other private holiday apartment, because what kind of protections do you have as a buyer, as a consumer when it comes to that? I would love to know because I don't know. And oftentimes, of course, you don't want to stay in hotels with little kids. And also we try to cook semi-healthy when we're traveling. And so a kitchen is important to us. A little bit of a bigger area is important to us because we're essentially also working from there and cooking and all this kind of stuff. So we don't just want to stay in hotels. And so I would love to know from you, because it's just that has been really frustrating, and we just don't know how to solve that. And so that's why I'm coming on here, in the hopes of finding any kind of advice or hacks that I didn't know about. Comment down below.